What's up, guys? It's Phoebe Journey, and welcome back to the channel. After the real estate madness, I took a job as a debt collector, not at a bank, but for a company that collected payments for short-term loan apps. We're talking predatory interest rates, people screaming on the phone, and threats of paint being thrown at houses. I only lasted 1 week. Today, I'm exposing exactly how this dark, shady industry operates. Let's get into it. Okay, let's break down how this non-official loan system works. Because it's honestly terrifying. It is operated by foreign investors. With hundreds of different apps, you know the names like MyDong and many others. Here is the trap. You download the app. You agree to the terms. And that's the catch. The moment you click Agree, you give the app permission to access your entire contact list and upload it to their cloud. Then, you go through a virtual appraisal process. You have to video call someone, show your ID card, and boom, money is transferred to your account. It's fast. Too fast. But the interest? It's predatory. You borrow 5 million VND. You pay 100,000 VND in interest every single day. You have 7 days to pay it back. If you don't, that's when the collection department kicks in. Look, I'll be honest. These apps solved a problem. When people needed cash for an emergency, banks wouldn't touch them. But the ugly side? If you didn't pay, they wouldn't just call you. They'd call your mom, your boss, your neighbors, and they'd scream at them. Some people were even threatened with paint or stinky fish sauce being thrown at their homes. Some geniuses figured out how to beat the system. They'd buy a new phone, a new SIM card, download the app, take the money, and then throw the SIM away. Gone. And because these weren't official bank loans, they couldn't even sue you. It was like the Wild West of finance. That's when I found out something that completely changed how I looked at this job. My job was to call people who were 7 days late. Since I had banking experience, I was polite. I'd say, "Hi, this is just a friendly reminder to pay, so you don't get hit with higher interest." And my leader, he hated it. He'd scream at me, be aggressive, shout at them, threaten them. There was this girl in my team. Her swearing was legendary. She was the top performer, bringing in all the money. And me, I'm standing there like, "I'm sorry, I can't do that." I felt like a monster. I remember one lady. She sold stuff at the market. A natural disaster hit. She lost everything. And she took a loan just to buy inventory. She wasn't yelling. She was just crying. I had no money to help her. I was just an employee. Then there was this police officer who borrowed money for personal stuff. I called him. He felt embarrassed. And he paid it back immediately. It was a roller coaster of human desperation. The commute was a nightmare. 2 hours on the road in District 2. Surrounded by giant container trucks. The pressure was insane. KPIs weren't about how many calls you made. It was about how much money you dragged in. They wanted us to stay late until we hit our numbers. But since I was still on probation, I clocked out at 5 p.m. sharp. I lasted 1 week. I didn't get paid for that week. But I walked away with something more valuable. The secret knowledge of how this dark industry works. I even tried interviewing for a real bank debt collector position later, dealing with 6-month overdue debts. But I realized, debt collection just isn't for me. I'm not a monster. That 1 week taught me something I'll never forget. Every debt has a story behind it. My career journey was far from over. I somehow managed to find an even more unexpected job after this. If you want to hear that story, make sure you hit like, subscribe to @Phoebe Journey, and turn on notifications so you don't miss episode 24. Thanks for watching, and I'll see